All right, welcome everybody to episode 50 of Hexproof from Ward. Um, Big 50. Thanks so much for hanging out with us. We appreciate it. Um, so for this episode, we started the episode. We'd been going for about 20 minutes and then realized we've not
Oh,
been recording. Uh, yeah.
oh yeah.
Um, Josh, you played an interesting game of Spell Table. Do you want to tell us about the interaction you saw that was kind of scary?
Yes, but the high perfect Morcant, your opponent is the one who puts counters on permanent or on creatures they control, and so you have to be careful whenever you're thinking of your opponent's board state because someone was running that against someone who had all will be one. So whenever the high perfect Morcant player made a whole bunch of elves out of nowhere, which is like what elves like to do. The player with all will be one gets to do a damage to any target anytime he puts a counter on any permanent. So he blighted like 50 times and then had just got to do 50 damage to any target, which he did to our faces and
Mm,
won out of nowhere.
nice. And then Keith, you're eating batteries, is what it looks like.
Still
What are
eating
what are
batteries.
you what do you got?
Um, so I bought a new program slash game the other day on Steam. It's called Tabletop Simulator, and there's like a workshop community page thing on there where you can like have custom tables and games. They have one for Commander, so this is another way to play Commander with friends.
That's awesome.
But you can load custom deck list on there. You can draft cube. You can do any set draft. You can do all kinds of cool stuff.
Nice. And then can you let everybody know what your batteries are so they don't think you're actually eating double A or triple A
Oh,
batteries?
I'm eating Norimaki.
Nice.
Oh, it's actually in the
Looks
right
good.
orientation. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, they're gone now.
Oh, shoot.
I'm all charged up.
And then we talked about the Chaos Vault release. That was a whole bunch of like forest-based cards. But they had a whole bunch of different price points. So for non-foil, it went from $9.99 all the way up to $39.99. And then for foil, it was $19.99 all the way up to $49.99. Um, Not really sure if they were just trying to catch bots or what they were trying to do, trying to catch whales. I don't know. Um, but altogether those cards were like less than $6. So if you paid the $9.99, you also still had to pay like 12 more dollars for shipping. So you're paying like 23 or $24 for $6 worth of cards, if that. And that's like the fanciest version of those cards. Like you could get those cards, I believe, for like maybe $5 at most. So yeah, that's a rough one. I don't know if the secret
Yeah.
card in there is going to be make it worth it, but I doubt it.
I
Um,
think they're mono green, right? They're all
ye-
green cards.
I think so. Yeah. And then what we're doing today, deck building. So I've been making some like meme GIF videos for our socials. That way we have a little bit more stuff coming out every day, and it's a lot of fun. It helps me use my noodle. Um, and I made one that was talking about how I used a little clip. Um, in New Zealand, they've been going to the animal shelters and teaching some dogs how to drive, which is really cool. So, um, I'll show the video here. As you can see, the dog is driving. Um, and so it's pretty fun. And I thought, why not make that deck? So if everybody's ready, again, we will go ahead and share my screen. And here we go.
I will say
So,
this is very fitting for recently having Groundhog's Day. So,
yeah, exactly. That was
Wow, it seems
today.
so familiar.
Yeah. So, Silas and the Rough Riders. So don't mess with a guy and his dogs. You might just find yourself getting ran over. So we've got Silas Wren, Seeker Adept. He's a legendary artifact creature human with Death Touch. Whenever Silas Wren, Seeker Adept, deals combat damage to a player, choose target artifact card in your graveyard. You may cast that card this turn. He has partner. So I partnered him with Yoshi, Maru, Ever Faithful. He's a little puppy dog for one. Whenever another legendary permanent enters the battlefield under your control, put a +1/+1 counter on Yoshi Maru, Ever Faithful. Okay. And then since we already started, Keith gave me this card, K9 Mark 1. So for a blue, it has negative. As long as K9 Mark 1 is untapped, other legendary creatures you control have Ward 1. Affirmative. For one and a blue, you can tap it. Target legendary creature can't be blocked this turn, and it has Doctor's Companion. You can have two commanders if the other is a doctor. We're not using him as a commander, but still fun. Selfless Savior for one white. Sacrifice Selfless Savior. Another creature gains indestructible until end of turn. Loyal Warhound for one and a white. Vigilance when Loyal Warhound enters. If an opponent controls more lands than you search for a plains card, put it on the battlefield tab, and shuffle. Pack leader, one and a white. Other dogs get +1/+1. Whenever pack leader attacks, prevent all combat damage that would be dealt this turn to dogs you control. Spirited Companion, when Spirited Companion enters, you draw a card. Spirited Companion costs one and a white. And then Keith gave me the Code Cracker Hound for two and a blue. When this creature enters, look at the top two cards of your library, put one into your hand, the other into the graveyard, and it has Warp, two and a blue. Um, and then for instance, we've got Darkness, which is a black, prevent all combat damage that would be dealt this turn. Dark Ritual for a black, add three black to your mana pool. Defabricate one and a blue. You can choose one. Counter target artifact or enchantment spell. If a spell is countered this way, exile it instead of putting it into its owner's graveyard. And then, or you can counter target activated or triggered ability. I think I stumbled like that the first time. For one and two blue, Metalcraft. Stoic Rebuttal has Metalcraft. Stoic Rebuttal costs one less to cast if you control three or more artifacts, and you can counter target spell. Thirst for Knowledge for two and a blue. Draw three cards and discard two cards unless you discard an artifact card. And then for my artifacts, if any cards have dogs in the art, I try and switch them out. So we've got the Soul Ring with dog meat, the Last Ride for a black. Last Ride gets -X, where X is your life total. You can do two and a black, pay two life, draw a card, crew two. Arcane Signet, Lightning Greaves with dog meat. Smuggler's Copter for two. Flying, whenever Smuggler's Copter attacks or blocks, you may draw a card. If you do, discard a card, crew one. Cloud Key for three. As this artifact enters, choose artifact, creature, enchantment, instant, or sorcery. Spells you cast of the chosen type cost one less. Mystic Forge for four. You may look at the top card of your library at any time. You may cast artifact spells and or colorless spells from the top of your library. Tap it, pay one life, exile the top card of your library. Shorkai Genesis Engine for two. A white and a blue. Is a vehicle with one tap. Draw two cards and discard a card. Create a 1/1 colorless pilot creature token with this token. Cruise vehicles as though its power were two greater. Crew 8, Shorkai Genesis Engine can be your commander. The Unwinding Clock for 4, untap all artifacts during other players' turns. Deluxe Dragster for 4 and a blue. Deluxe Dragster can't be blocked except by vehicles. Whenever Deluxe Dragster deals combat damage to a player, you may cast target instant or sorcery card from that player's graveyard without paying its mana cost. If that spell were to be put in a graveyard, exile it instead. Salvation Engine for 4 and a white. Other artifact creatures you control get +2/+2. Whenever this vehicle attacks, return up to one target artifact from your graveyard to the battlefield. Sky Sovereign Console Flagship, legendary artifact with flying. Whenever Sky Sovereign enters or attacks, it deals 3 damage to target creature or planeswalker and opponent controls. Crew 3. Darksteel Forge for 9 artifacts you control are indestructible. The only enchantment I have right now is the Thopter Spy Network for 2 and 2 blue. At the beginning of your upkeep, if you control an artifact, create a 1/1 colorless Thopter artifact creature token with flying. Whenever one or more artifact creatures you control deal combat damage to a player, you draw a card. And then for my lands, I've got a lot of the check lands. I've got some Shocklands, and then I've got like Inventor's Fair. So if you don't know, you can pay four, tap it, sacrifice an Inventor's Fair, search your library for an artifact card, reveal it, put it into your hand, then shuffle. Activate only if you have three or more artifacts. And then you also, at the beginning of your upkeep, if you have three or more artifacts, you gain a life. And then I've got the artifact lands like Seat of the Synod, Vault of Whispers. Um, we've got a tri-land of Rafine's Tower. So, um, and then the big land that I need to make sure my commander gets through to use his ability is Rogue's Passage. So for four, you pay four, tap it, target creature can't be blocked this turn. So that's what we've got so far. And Josh, what do you got?
Okay. I actually have built up an entire draw package for you if you're interested.
Mm,
Ooh,
yeah.
nice.
Okay. And then I know you wanted to limit the non-dog creatures, but I do
Mhm.
have a sell for you. I feel
Okay.
like every dog's favorite part of being in the car is having that wind in their face.
Okay.
So I have Mu Yan Ling Wind Rider,
Okay.
MU.
What was the rest of the name?
Space Yan. Yeah.
Oop,
And Wind Rider. Yep.
Hold
If
on,
it
it's
will
loading.
load.
Okay. All right.
And yeah, you got yourself a human wizard pilot for two and a blue, and also a legendary, so it will work well with Yoshimaru. And when this creature enters, you make a 3/2 colorless vehicle artifact token with crew one. Vehicles you control have flying, and whenever one or more creatures you control with flying deal combat damage to a player, you draw a card.
It's perfect.
So yeah, so
Yep.
then also in our draw package, we have the Indomitable.
Okay.
Also, I love to see that it's sitting at about 50 cents because I love that card. The Indomitable is another legendary permanent, so helping out Yoshimaru. And two blue, trample whenever a creature you control deals combat damage to a player, draw a card. So it's reconnaissance mission on a boat, which is pretty sick. Then also you can cast the Indomitable from your graveyard as long as you control three or more tapped pirates and or vehicles. There's a good chance we'll have those vehicles tapped, so a little bit of recursion on there too, which isn't too shabby.
Nice.
And then another one that was going to be my draw package is the Shorkai Genesis engine, but you got there ahead of me, so we'll skip that one, go to the next one.
Okay.
The Lunar Whale. And this is another legendary artifact, helping both sides of the coin. Has flying. You can look at the top of your library at any time, and as long as uh, the whale has attacked this turn, you may play the top card of your library. So it gives you not necessarily draw, but it does give you access to more cards. Then another one. Do we have the Weatherlight yet?
I don't think so.
no, not yet.
Where'd it go? I'm not gonna do Sonic. Hold on. Hold on a
Uh-oh.
second. There we
Yeah.
go.
Yeah, the budget. So then, whenever it is a legendary artifact vehicle for four, whenever it deals combat damage to a player, you look at the top five cards of your library, and you may reveal a historic card from among them and put it to your hand. Put the rest at the bottom. So artifacts and legendaries are historic, so that's going to give us just about anything out of our deck that we want within those five cards. So that's pretty nice.
Perfect. Perfect.
Yeah, then I have I know we're keeping the humans to a minimal, but we do have some pretty strong handlers I do want to pitch if you trust them
Okay.
with the puppies.
Okay,
We
let's see who
have
they are.
Venat, Venat, hero of Heidelin. And then this one's going to care about our legendaries. Whenever you cast a legendary spell you draw a card. This ability only triggers once each turn, but then you can also pay 7, exile target non-land permanent. So it'll also removal, activate only sorcery. Then it flips into uh, Heidelin, the Mother Crystal, and then she has Indestructible, and she is a god. And at the beginning of combat on your turn, you put a +1/+1 counter on another target creature you control until your next turn. It gains Indestructible. If that creature is legendary, you draw a card. So it's a good way to protect our commanders as well.
Nice. I think I have another one more handler. Uh, that would be a fun one for this deck. Uh, One of my favorite cards of all time, Abuelo Ancestral Echo. We've got a couple of things that when they leave or when they come to the battlefield, they're going to do things for us. So if we throw Abuelo in there, he's not really there. He's just overseeing his puppies. So like one of those puppies is his puppy before he died, is the story that we have for this.
Remember me.
Exactly. So if you don't know, Abuelo has flying ward 2. You can, and then you can pay one, a white and a blue, exile another target creature or artifact you control, return it to the battlefield under its owner's control at the beginning of your next end step. And then Abuelo actually has another card called Abuelo's Awakening. So for X, 3 and a white, return target artifact or non-aura enchantment card from your graveyard to the battlefield with X additional +1/+1 counters on it. It's a 1/1 spirit creature with flying in addition to its other types. So
All right,
yeah,
I've got
Abuelo
some
in there.
things.
What you got?
For starters, I have Animal Sanctuary. This is a land
Oh,
that has tap two, tap it, put a 1/1 counter on target bird, cat, dog, goat, ox, or snake. And then I have some vehicles that might help us fill our graveyard because it would synergize with one of our commanders.
okay.
First is Adventurer's Airship. It's 3 colorless, artifact vehicle flying. Whenever this vehicle attacks, draw a card, then discard a card, and it has crew 2. I'm trying to stay organized. Ghost Arc for 4 colorless, artifact vehicle flying, repair barge. Whenever a Ghost Arc becomes crewed, each artifact creature card in your graveyard gains unearth 3 until end of turn, and it has crew 2.
Nice. Does anybody have some
Dune
enchantments? What was your other one, Keith?
Dune Drifter. I have kind of a few. So it's X and then white black. Artifact vehicle. When this vehicle enters, return target artifact or creature card with a mana value X or less from your graveyard to the battlefield, and it has crew 2, and it's 3/3.
Nice.
And Demonic Junker. 6 and a black, but it has affinity for artifacts. And when this vehicle enters, for each player, destroy up to one target creature that player controls. If a creature you controlled was destroyed this way, put 2 1/1 counters on this vehicle. Crew 2, and it's a 4/3.
Nice.
And one more. Cultivator's Caravan, 3 colorless. It is a mana dork, so it has tap to add 1 mana of any color, and it has crew 3, and it's a 5/5.
Nice. Okay.
There's still more. You guys can
Yeah.
So I have Carrion Cruiser, 2 and a black. Artifact vehicle. When this vehicle enters, mill 2 cards, then return a creature or a vehicle card from your graveyard to your hand. It's crew
Okay.
1, 3, and a 2.
Okay.
And then I have another one. Prodigy's Prototype. We could probably trim some of these later if we feel like it. Prodigy's Prototype, 1 blue-white artifact vehicle. Whenever one or more vehicles you control attack, create a 1/1 colorless pilot creature token with this creature cruise vehicles as though its power were 2 greater.
Nice.
Yeah. I have.
And
Oh,
yeah,
sorry.
that's totally it for now.
Okay, I have a little section I like to call fetch that'll help us find little pieces to our engine.
Okay.
And then, so I'd like to pitch from father to son.
Okay.
And then this is a sorcery. You search your library for a vehicle card, reveal it, and put it into your hand. If this spell was cast from your graveyard, you put it into the battlefield instead. So it's a one and a white for the searching for a vehicle and putting it into your hand, and then the flashback is 4 and 3 white.
Nice. Okay.
And then the next one is Ashe, Ashe, and that's Prime, a princess. Yeah, princess of Damascus. Uh, and then
Damaska.
whenever she attacks you, she's a legendary, so 2 and a white. Whenever Ashe attacks, you'll look at the top 5 cards of your library. You may reveal an artifact card from among them and put them into your hand. Put the rest of the bottom in a random order. And then the next one is I know we're mostly going to have dogs on cars, but uh, maybe a little bit of horsepower might not hurt. The Guardian Sunmare.
Uh-oh.
It might just be Guardian Sunmare. Yeah, sorry. Yeah,
Okay.
this is we can put a horse on a pony because this is a horse mount for 3 and 2 white. Has ward 2 whenever this creature attacks while saddled. Search your library for a non-land permanent with mana value 3 or less. Put it onto the battlefield and then shuffle.
Okay.
And yeah, that's what I got for the fetch area. I also have a little bit of ramp. Do you mind if I jump into ramp real quick?
Sure.
Uh, we have the Omen Keel, which is the other side of a blue god from Kaldheim, but we will never cast that Kasima half of it. The Omen Keel is a legendary vehicle, so it helps Yoshimaru. And then whenever a vehicle you control deals combat damage to a player, that player exiles that many cards from the top of their library. You may play lands from among those cards for as long as they remain exiled. And then we have the Regalia, which is a another legendary vehicle, and it costs 4, colorless, and it has haste. And then whenever it attacks, you reveal cards from the top of your library until you reveal a land card. Put that into the battlefield tapped, and the rest into the bottom at a random order. So there's 2 vehicles that are ramping us.
Nice.
Uh, did you have any more lined up, Keith? Because I also have some car insurance for us.
Um, I have one. I don't. Can we look at creatures real quick? Oh, you already have it. I was gonna say Loyal Warhound. All right, go ahead.
Okay. For our insurance policy, I have Rebecca, Architect of Ascension, and for 3 and a white, you get a Human Artificer. Artifact you control have protection from each converted mana cost among artifacts you control. So it's a really good way to protect our artifacts, and one of our commanders is an artifact, so that's a good protection there. We also have ourselves a Bulwark Ox. Uh, BUL, this one. Yeah.
Oh,
And that search bar is being stingy. BULW.
I got it.
Okay, cool. Uh, 1 and a white, you get yourself an ox mount. Whenever this creature attacks while saddled, you put a +1/+1 counter on target creature. Then you can sacrifice this creature. Creatures you control with counters on them gain hexproof and indestructible until end of turn. So, kind of in a similar vein to some of the other dogs that you can sacrifice to protect something, but this protects everything with a counter. So, protect our Yoshimaru and any of our other creatures that can get counters on them. And then, I mean, like, also the Bulwark Ox can hand out the counter, so can
Nice.
save a lot of the board. Then so we have one last job, which is going to be a pretty strong reanimation spell for us.
Hmm. Yeah, I think we are, I'm going to call it quits on creatures and vehicles.
Okay.
So now we're trying
Yeah.
to get enchantments, sorceries, instants, those kind of cards because we are flush with a ton of vehicles and creatures now.
Okay, so one last job. It's one of those fun spree cards from Thunder Junction, two and a white to start with, but then you add two. You can return target creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield, or you can pay an additional one to return target mount or vehicle card from your graveyard to the battlefield. You can also pay one and return target aura or equipment from your graveyard to the battlefield and attach to a creature you control. And with that, I have a fun equipment to pitch.
Okay.
And that equipment is the Adaptive Omni Tool.
All right. If we add the adaptive Omni tool, we have to cut something. We'll have to cut an artifact.
Okay.
So we've got it in here. Let me see if I can find it. There we go.
Okay. Equipped creature gets +1/+1 for each artifact you control. Whenever a equipped creature attacks, you look at the top six cards of your library. You can reveal an artifact card from among them and put it into your hand. Put the rest in the bottom in a random order.
Perfect. Perfect. Who should we cut?
How much does Dark Steel Forge cost to
9.
cast? Do we have a way to cheat it out?
Yeah, we've got a couple of cards that make artifacts cost less. So
Yeah.
it cost around 6.
If everything lined up. I was just wondering because if the game wouldn't be over by the time that we finally got to cast that. So that's
Okay,
one
it's
that
gone.
cool.
All right, Whir of Invention. All right. Whir of Invention is an instant with X and 3 blue. Improvise. Your artifacts can help cast the spell. Each artifact can tap and pay for 1. Search your library for an artifact card with converted mana cost X or less. Put it onto the battlefield, then shuffle your library.
Um, I do have a fun land I wanted to pitch if it's not already in there. By chance, did you have Academy Ruins?
I don't think so. That's a good one.
Academy Ruins is a legendary land, so Yoshimaru, we're looking out for you. We're getting you more counters, and it taps for colorless, or you can pay one and a blue, tap it, put target artifact card from your graveyard on top of your library.
Nice. All right. Let's see. Anybody have any other cards? I think Dramatic Reversal might be a good idea.
Um,
Sorry, I'm not trying to take out the fun. I'm just trying to cut back on having too many cuts later. So
yeah,
Dramatic Reversal for 1 and a blue. Untap all non-land permanents you control.
I'm trying to look for removal stuff right now.
Okay.
This one is kind of nice. Requisition Raid for 1 white, and it's sorcery with spree.
Oops.
So the options are destroy target artifact, destroy target enchantment, or put a 1/1 counter on each creature target player controls.
Okay. There we go.
I'm looking. Ooh, that's cool. Well, I don't know if it fits, so you guys can shoot it down, but Cloud's Limit Break for 1 and a white. It's an instant with 1 additional cost that you can choose. One of them is destroy target tap creature. One of them is destroy any number of target tap creatures with different controllers. And then the last option is destroy all tap creatures.
Uh,
Nice little
also,
situational removal.
yeah, then also maybe like a scaling board wipe, something like an expel the interlopers. It's for 3 and 2 white sorcery. Choose a number between 0 and 10. Destroy all creatures with power greater than or equal to the chosen number. Like early game, I think most of our creatures are pretty low power, so we can get rid of really big things. Also, vehicles are not creatures whenever they're not crewed. So if we do just need a detonation button, we get to keep a lot more value than our opponents.
Yeah,
We
perfect.
got a little bit more removal. This
Ooh,
one's pretty nice.
yeah,
It's leave no trace. 1 and white instant, and it has radiance from Boros. Destroy target enchantment and each other enchantment that shares a color with it.
nice. Their name is Death would be a fun one. It's
Go
expensive,
for
but
it.
it's a fun one. So for 3 and 3 black, destroy all non-artifact creatures.
Ooh, there's also desynchronization. That's the like non-historic. It bounces everything.
Oh, that one's sick. Yeah. There we go. We got ourselves like 3 different panic buttons there. That's nice.
Yeah. Okay, I'll read this one. You guys can say yes or no. I'll just read what it does. Instant, choose one. Destroy X target artifacts and or enchantments, or target player gains twice X life. Yes, no?
I think it's good. Scaling enchantment removal can be nice, especially if someone's trying to pillow fort up against us or something.
What is
I
it?
dig it.
What's the name?
Heliod's intervention.
Okay,
Cool.
it's in there. Okay. Um, we could do a Tezzeret's
We
Gambit. Uh, oh crap. There we go.
anything we're lacking, right meow?
Tezzeret's Gambit for 3 and a blue, or you can pay 2 life. Draw 2 cards and proliferate.
Yeah. We could also just like straight up have a Tezzeret, like Tezzeret the Seeker.
Ooh, yeah. Can find pretty much anything, right? And draw cards or something.
Uh, yeah.
You sure?
Which one's the
Yes.
Tezzeret where he's like sitting on a chair?
Yeah.
On tap up to
Well,
2 artifacts.
but yeah, so you can
Yeah.
his +1s untap up to 2 target artifacts. Then you can also minus X search your library for an artifact with converted mana cost X or less, uh, and put it onto the battlefield. So yeah, you just put it straight onto the battlefield. That's really strong. So you could like ultimate him if you needed to get like draw and grab the Indomitable if you have a
Yeah.
good board state. So that's a really good off the. Yeah, no, that's good right there.
I have another sorcery real quick. One with a machine for 3 and a blue.
I like
Draw
that.
cards equal to the highest mana value among artifacts you control. I think we need.
Hmm.
Also, do we have any signets? I know you said you're
Um,
done with artifacts, but I think
we've
it
got the
might help
arcane
smooth.
signet. I I don't know that I want to add signets to this one. Um, unless we want to get rid of other artifacts. Like we um yeah, I don't know.
Oh, can we throw in Soul Shatter? Soul Shatter has each opponent sacrifices a creature or planeswalker with the highest converted mana cost among creatures and planeswalkers they control.
Okay.
I
I'm doing it.
mean, yeah, I do.
We can
We do
we
get a
can
lot of
trim.
value from artifacts, and like a lot of our power scales with artifacts. I don't think it's having artifact since for we don't have
We lost
green
Josh.
so
We're gonna need you to repeat yourself here in a second. Oop.
I don't know where Josh went, but
Am
Oh,
no, you're not
he's
back.
he's
If you
he's,
can
he's
hear us,
calling.
you're not back.
He's
He's
calling
calling us
back.
from beyond. Um, I'm gonna
Come
add
back to us. Josh, come
I'm
back.
gonna add a couple cards while Josh is gone.
Oh,
Imprisoned
we're
on the
almost
Moon.
there.
So enchant creature, land, or planeswalker, enchanted permanent is a colorless land. With tap, add a colorless, loses all abilities. Propaganda for 2 and a blue. Creatures can't attack you unless their controller pays 2 for each creature they control that's attacking you. And then we're gonna ponder our Thorb, if I can remember where ponder falls. Oh my god, here it is. For 1, look at the top 3 cards of your library, then put them back in any order you may shuffle. Draw a card.
am I back for real this time?
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Can I make a quick pitch?
sure.
Okay. So we're not green. So we're not using instants and sorceries to fix our lands. I know you're kind of set on stopping on the artifacts. I do think some signets would really smooth out
We've
our.
got room for 2 signets, and that'll be the end of the deck.
Okay, so I would say we want to have. Uh, it looks like we're mostly blue and white, so I would say Azorius,
Okay.
and then I would say Demir.
Okay.
Okay,
That's 100.
yay!
We did it. We did it. Okay.
Let's see here.
Let's draw some hands real quick. See where we're at. Deal another hand. Got some
All
lands
the
in there
lands.
and a soul ring. Deal another hand. Got some more lands. Deal another hand.
Dr. Spot. Hmm. How many creatures do we have?
Oh. Creatures, we've got 14. And then artifact vehicles, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. So we have 17 plus 14. So,
And I guess like also Yoshimaru, you have two creatures in the command
yeah,
zone
that's true.
that
True.
Yeah.
scale. Uh,
So
yeah,
16 plus
so
17. So 30,
yeah,
30.
Yosh.
Yeah.
At least we
so
always
like
have.
yeah, casting on curve, we
It's
would
good.
start with Yoshimaru, then you can play a
33.
another. Yeah, you like Yoshimaru, then you play a 2 drop, preferably a legendary, so you'd have it as a 2/2. Then
Mhm.
you play the other commander, and that would bring him up to a 3/3. And then he's crewing essentially any vehicle in the deck come turn 4.
Yeah.
True.
We don't have very high. Yeah.
Yeah,
That
none
would
of
be
them
our
are too
highest crew
beefy.
6.
Yeah, so then, but then also we have cards that can keep Yoshimaru getting bigger and crewing the vehicles like he's supposed to do.
Yeah. And keep Yoshi safe. So,
Yeah, I think, I think remembering that we have always a guaranteed 1 drop creature and 3 drop creature just
True.
on deck. I think those hands were actually pretty
Yeah,
good.
that
yep.
helps. Definitely.
You want to draw a couple more hands just in
Yeah,
case?
let's, with that in mind,
Okay.
let's see how they fare now.
There we go.
Some more doggies.
So our average
Oh,
number of lands
wow.
and opening hands is 2.36. Yeah,
Full
that's a
land hand.
full land hand. Uh, yeah.
Yeah, so that's very still
96.79 chance of playing on the curve.
very nice. Yeah,
These cards here. So,
yep, very cool. I feel it. I dig it.
I
It's
think that
fun.
works.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Fast ride.
You know, I like building this deck so much. I'm glad we got to do it 2 times.
Yeah. I'm just glad we didn't get too far along and then gotten to
Yeah.
where we had to restart. So,
Yeah.
So can we
um,
can we name this episode the Groundhog's Day or something?
yeah,
Episode 50,
yeah, the
Groundhog's Day.
the repeat. So bracket, yes, that was my other goal. Without saying that it was my goal, keeping this a bracket 2 deck.
Yeah, I think
So we're
uh
bracket
and
2.
I think Sam's our bougie boy. He's the one who would push it up to 3. So and he's stuck in a field
Yeah.
Let's
unfortunately.
pick
So
our themes
no,
for this deck.
also nothing wrong with knowing card quality.
Yeah,
Yeah, too.
Artifacts for sure.
artifacts. Okay. Uh, it's so cold in here. We've got a nice little runny nose going on. So, all right.
Yep. I think it's just gonna be like artifacts and uh is
Plus
it
one, plus ones, which we've already got.
an
Uh,
Esper? Did we
there's a
do
little bit
Esper
of
yet?
historic there.
Yeah, yeah. Did we do
Oh yeah,
Esper?
we kind of passed that, didn't we?
Uh, no.
There it is.
There we go.
Yeah.
Mm,
Legend matters.
yep.
Yeah, definitely.
And
Anything
I
else?
think that's about got it.
Yeah, I think you're
Vehicles,
right.
obviously, but
Yeah.
That makes sense.
and I
And
think that's about
then
got it.
webcam friendly.
Boom,
Yeah.
baby. Nice.
Save. All right. Yeah, I think it'll be a fun deck. It'll be one that I'd like to build probably and bring around and play with, I think. Um yeah. So thank you everybody for tuning in for episode 50. Um here's to 50,000 more episodes. Huh? Huh?
Yeah.
That's a lot. I don't
Whoa.
know the math on how long that would
Well,
take, but uh
we
Weekly? Yeah, rip.
we we are freed from our mortal coils and can do this forever.
yeah. I appreciate you guys deck building with me and being here for 50 weeks. I'm excited to see where we go from here.
Wow. That's
We've got
crazy.
some big things coming. So I'll be in Atlanta at Collecticon this weekend. So if anybody else is there and wants to come say hi. I'll be with the Joinerd and Indie Breaks 317 doing some media stuff for them and helping them build some videos and hopefully catching some magic stuff as well. So if anybody's in Atlanta this weekend, let me know.
Cool.
Um, with that, does anybody else have anything they want to say before this episode resolves?
Nope, I think it resolves.
All right,
I think
perfect.
so too.
See y'all next week. Bye.
Bye.
I
Thank you. Thanks for tuning in to this week's episode of Hexproof from Ward. If you like what you heard, you can continue to listen to us on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. You can watch us on YouTube. You can also give us a follow on Instagram and Blue Sky. We'll see you next week.